Imagine a world where small acts of kindness create a ripple effect of support. A world where financial struggles never stand in the way of hope. That's the vision behind Community Pay It Forward. After a life changing motorcycle accident, I saw firsthand the devastating impact unexpected financial hardships can have on families. That's why I started Community Pay It Forward, to ensure that no one faces these challenges alone. Community Pay It Forward is more than just a single program. Through community impact and packed podcasting, people all coming together, we amplify the voices of those making a difference. And with Community Dare to Care, we provide essential goods like clothing, food, and school supplies to those who need it most, to the community, from the community, for the betterment of the community. With Community Pay It Forward, we support families, children, veterans, community projects, no matter where they are. We are not just providing assistance, but hope for a brighter future, not just for people in need, but for businesses that are out there struggling, trying to find a way. We have a plan, but we need your help to reach the next level. We're launching a crowdfunding campaign to raise $500,000. This will allow us to market the Community Pay It Forward program more effectively and to acquire a vehicle for delivering essential goods to families in need in our community, and enhance and strengthen our programs to serve even more people. And as a thank you for your generosity, we're offering special incentives for your contribution. As we tell people all the time, your donation, big or small, will help. It'll create lasting impact on our community. Join us in building a future where generosity and compassion lead the way. Visit our website today, communitypayitforward.us, or scan the QR code above and donate today. Together, we can pay it forward because no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. Does this sound like your life? Scattered, jumping between tasks but never finishing. Saying yes when you want to say no. Avoiding hard conversations and holding it all in. It's time to stop overcomplicating life and turning it into your advantage. Experience T now. Does this sound like your life? Scattered, jumping between tasks but never finishing. Saying yes when you want to say no. Avoiding hard conversations and holding it all in. It's time to stop overcomplicating life and turning it into your.
Born into a real fight wasn't right. Where can she dream here? Took a hold of her life, left at night, stepping out of her fear.
Hey there, how's it going? My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. I want to welcome you to Wednesday, and I want to welcome you to Community Impact. We are just, look, I don't know if it's days, if it's weeks, if it's hours, hell, it could be minutes away from the mobile app being released. We are so excited about this, but we are right now, we're basically in a holding position thanks to the two wonderful stores that will be holding the app. As soon as it does come out, though, you are going to know about it. We are going to launch it. We're going to do all kinds of things. We're probably going to have, hopefully, a couple of the individuals who helped us create the app joining us to show off their work. I do want to welcome Michael March to the Community Pay It Forward program and to our family. Michael is one of the creators of the app. And Michael reached out to me as soon as he was done, and he is starting a new internship there in well, where he lives. I don't want to let too much information out, but he's starting an internship. But his biggest thing was this: he was so thrilled with the work that he did. He and his team, the team, guys, did. Michael was the main voice behind the app. He was the one who he and Raj were the ones who did a good majority of the talking back and forth. Lou Frank was my main contact with the email, and look, it was just there was so much. It was such a pleasant experience. And to all you small businesses out there, if you've never experienced a capstone project, I would suggest you do that. Go to it's capital R, small I, PEN, Rippin. Capital RIIPEN. Go to Rippin. Find out how you can get yourself tied in with them and get yourself a couple of these students who are just trying to get college credit and some experience that they can show off. Uh, Michael's also looking for some freelance jobs. So, any of you out there who want to learn something about creating an app or um, maybe want to do some stuff with your company's website or whatever, Michael might be a choice for you to go to. You can find Michael's information at the About Us page on our website, communitypayitforward.us. That's communitypayitforward.us. Go to the About Us situation and introduce yourself to Michael. Go to LinkedIn and give him a like, give him a follow, and let him know, hey, you know what? I'd be interested to hear, I heard Zach talking about you. I'd be interested to hear what you could do for us because I'm going to guarantee you, man, the kid, he's new into the world of a bit of business and getting into all this, but just finished his college days and he's ready. He is not just ready, but he's hungry and he's driven and he's brilliant, as were all of the guys, Colin, all of you guys. So it's just, it was such a pleasure working with everyone. And I want to thank you, gentlemen. And I'm going to do a special presentation once we release the app. I'm definitely going to thank you all by name and honor you the best I can. So today, we are introducing the new form of the show. The new form of the show is no longer going to be 2 hours, okay? We are going to do what they're doing on YouTube everywhere. If the show lasts for 15 minutes, the show lasts for 15 minutes. If it lasts for an hour, it lasts for an hour. If for some crazy reason it lasts for 2 hours, it lasts for 2 hours, okay? Depending on what's going on. But we've got a lot of other show situations that we're going to be bringing up. We still want to promote small business, small nonprofits. We want to present this. We want to talk to you. And if you want to come on and you want to talk to us, if you want to introduce yourself, get on my calendar. This is the QR code for my calendar. Get on here and let's talk. Let's talk about your business. Let's get you involved in the Community Pay It Forward program. Maybe that's a conversation we can have. And this way, we can make sure that people understand that when they shop with you, they're getting a great product or a great service, but more importantly, they are supporting other people. So please get on my calendar right here. We're launching a brand new program right now where you can go on to communitypayitforward.us and sign up for free. You just go on to the website, you say, you know what, we're going to add our program, get it done. Get in there, get it done, join the family, and we'll get to work. Because no one needs to go it alone. When we all come together, we need you to come together with us. So, of course, you can also apply for a couple of the other larger packages, which gives you more incentive and more to join. Each of these packages are going to grow exponentially in the near future. You will also, in minutes, hours, days, weeks, be featured on the Community Pay It Forward mobile app. Today, we are featuring an interview I did just a little bit ago with a really good friend of mine, somebody who's been on this show plenty, who's here to talk to us today about our friends at Project Diehard. Project Diehard has a program out right now. It's called Fill the Virtual Can. Think of it as the Jerry's Kids can that was on the counter when you walked into the store. It's right there, and what we're doing is you can go in, you can help support Project Diehard. You can make a difference just by throwing your change into the cans, doing what you can do. So please join us in Fill the Can, but you can also support Project Diehard in the Shop, Click, and Pick program. Simply scan the QR code you see on the corner right now, shop with any of our partners, click a picture of that receipt, and attach it to the form that this QR code opens. Now, the QR codes are not going to disappear, so you can set this QR code, you can set this form on your home page. And that means that anytime you make a purchase, you can click that form, it'll open up. And if they're one of our partners, every time you do that, you can attach that picture, and every purchase can support Project Diehard or any of our other wonderful, wonderful, wonderful mission partners. Your business should be there with us. Your business should offer people this chance to shop with you, and you can make a difference by simply asking them to turn in a receipt. And we are going to give a portion of that money to people in the community who need our help. Once again, it's called Shop, Click, and Pick. And it's time that we turn our own economy around by lifting each other up. Your business is your American dream. But today, opening your doors comes with tough questions. Will customers walk in? Can I stock the shelves with what they need? Can I afford salaries? And how do I compete with a big box store down the road? That is exactly why we created Community Pay It Forward. Because in hard times, we need stronger communities led by people with bigger hearts. Our Shop, Click, and Pick program makes it simple. Every purchase at a participating small business supports a cause you care about. You shop, others thrive. Even when money is tight, you can still make a huge difference. You're not just shopping, you're supporting families, nonprofits, and your neighbors. That's the power of community. That's the power of the Community Pay It Forward family. When you join the Community Pay It Forward family, you will be seen, you will be remembered, and you will be a hero for people in need everywhere. You, your business, and Community Pay It Forward. Because no one needs to go it alone. When we all One of the programs that has been in the community pay it forward family for quite a while is Project Diehard. And Project Diehard every year goes and they host a fundraising event called Fill the Can. And of course, we here at Community Pay It Forward, being supporters of Project Diehard, loving what they do, we are participating in Fill the Can. If you look right above me, it's not really right above me. It's kind of off to the side of me, but it's right there. I mean, you can see it. It's a QR code, and that QR code is going to go to Fill the Can. Joining me right now is a really good friend of mine. Anybody who's watched my shows has probably seen this guy somewhere along the line because he's been on once or twice, and that's just because he's involved with everything. He's probably involved with your company. You just don't know it yet. So, Mr. Kurt Roskoff, how you doing, Kurt?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Every day Community Paid Forward is wonderful, at least on my side of it, folks. So I really celebrate what goes on here, and I really appreciate the devotion that you, Zach, and your family and everybody here at Community Paid Forward takes for our veterans. I know as ambassador of Project Diehard, as we combat veteran suicide by spreading hope to veterans, as we say it at Project Diehard, that you, Zach, and many of the friends here, Community Pay It Forward, we all have our own way, to share, what it means to us to heighten the attention for veterans and to get in there with veterans and to do more of listening, to our veterans and letting veterans lead. And, just the, untapped potential of veterans for the future of this country and, things that we need in the world. We have our veterans all over the world, right, Seth?
Right now, Kurt, and this really it doesn't matter, and I try to really expound on this because I think it's very important. It really doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you're on. Right now, it's kind of a tough time for veterans. There are a lot of veterans and disabled veterans that are losing jobs right at this moment. You can either blame the government or you don't, which you want. But here's the truth: it doesn't matter who you blame. This is a problem that we need to fix. This is a problem that we need to make sure that we are watching these men and women who, served our country. And organizations like Project Diehard are here to be a sounding board. They are here to support these wonderful programs, these wonderful individuals who did serve our country. Can you explain a little bit what Project Diehard is, what's going on, and why this Fill the Can um, program is so necessary?
Well, one of the programs that has emerged in what we do is a fellowship breakfast. We find that it is very worthwhile to create gatherings of our veterans where they can get together. And as we do veteran services, it's a pretty unified philosophy across veteran services that our whole goal here is to create veteran programs that are of no cost to the veteran. So we want to make sure that finances aren't a barrier. And in terms of the promises made to veterans, we know that financially the promises that veterans made or understood, in terms of what was being promised to them by our country, we have a lot of unfulfilled financial promises. So that's the general paradigm, that we work on at Project Diehard is free programs for veterans and to take care of, things that are conducive for, mental health and, to, fill this gap of, well, one of the ideas is service deserts. So we have a facility in southern Illinois that is Ford Operating Base Rush.
Hmm.
So I'm just mentioning two things here: a fellowship breakfast and a retreat center and a stay facility where veterans and their families can stay for a day to a year. However, that idea is not fulfilled right now because remodeling at the Ford operating base, it's a 20-acre property, 10,000 square foot facility. So the 10,000 square foot facility is, something where we can gather in there in the facility and do things during the day. But this idea of, the last handful of years that, we want a facility where people can stay overnight. We don't have it set as an overnight facility. So those are two examples of programs that are unfunded, and we're doing fill the can to get the money in. So it's paid gets done. So the fellowship breakfast right now, we're teamed up with Denny's in Paducah, Kentucky. But right now we don't have the budget to say we're coming into Denny's and providing a free fellowship breakfast
Yeah.
for the veterans. So we want to get funds in to continue that. And then we want to take overflow funds from that and to build a future where we're doing remodeling at the facility at Forward Operating Base Rush. And, there are other things that can be done as well, but those are the two priorities at the forefront with the Fill the Can campaign.
Well, I know that one of the most unique things about Project Diehard, and you mentioned it just a second ago, and I think it's so important that we take and we put a spotlight on this, because if you really want to support a veteran, you have to support their family. And Project Diehard accepts families in their facilities. That's one of their plans. I mean, while they can't accept every family, this is just, it's so important because it's not just the one person who suffers, it's the entire family. And if you're taking one person out of the family uh, construct, you're doing additional damage to them, really. So I know the addition of the work with the family is so important to Brian, and I know it meant a lot to him there. We've also, we work with um, VFWs for breakfast here in Colorado. And then we also have an organization called PAMVET, PAMVET, that every Sunday at Golden Corral, they have a huge thing with veterans, and they get in there. Our friends at Veterans Honoring Veterans goes in twice a month and presents their statues. So that's one of the things I like to go and support, just because you've got so many veterans from so many organizations. These breakfasts, I know that as a warrior, when I rode with the warriors, they were so important. We would go around and we would judge the breakfasts, and that was our excuse, Kurt, for being a fat guy, to go in, and we would help support the VFWs by purchasing the breakfast. But the truth is, we were just hungry fat guys on motorcycles. We wanted to eat, and we would pull out a ballot and make ourselves look important.
Yeah,
So,
and Zach, what you're talking about there is really key in this business of veteran services, because the Achilles heel of veteran services is to have you and I out here and bringing this out like the news, and creating that little emotional connection maybe with folks out there, viewing these live streams and videos and all the messages of community forward and with us at Project Diehard. And then when the message is done on our side, that everybody out there, so all of you out there watching this video, the thing that is leaving our veterans to die and to have things not happen is that any one of us are out there being like, good for Zach, good for Kurt, good for whoever's involved with Project Diehard, good for, everybody else who may be involved in Pay It Forward. It's the old adage that when the finger points out, there's three pointing back at us. And I speak to this in my journey because I went through particular things before meeting you, Zach, that opened up my life, that I even gave a care that I was hearing you're doing things with veteran services, Zach. So and it came through water ski. See,
Yeah.
I had a convenience that I was out at adaptive water ski clinics where injured and wounded vets were showing up. And I came into it to something I was going to do anyway. And then I started to build a relationship with some of these skiers, these injured, wounded veterans that are skiers, diverse ability skiers as veterans, going out on the water. And then I'm learning, how this all works, that a veteran in their journey is choosing to do this, the value of water skiing to the veteran. And the idea is community. So this whole program here, community, pay
Yep.
it forward. The idea is that by serving veterans, it's paying it forward to benefit all of us. At Project Diehard, we cover topics on, our live stream, Mission Monday, and other programs we have on our platform, with like church hurt, to look at how within congregations that there's dysfunction found between a veteran and certain people in the congregation, which comes to pastors and clergy like a pain point to say, hey, we're having issue with a veteran, and that's church hurt, how the church is hurting a veteran. And then we look at, like here, community pay it forward. The idea is that this is great because it's an opportunity for a veteran to come into community pay it forward and to serve their brothers and sisters as veterans, and to have that value in their life, and then to keep this exchange going. Community pay it forward here is a marketplace where Zach, you and your team have the businesses involved. See, and this is so key, is in social work and health and human services from agency work, they call that a wraparound, where we have the journey of a veteran, and there may be multiple concerns, whether it's work,
Yeah.
whether it's stress in the family, and so forth, and that we all do this together, and we do it in entirety, and we all benefit. Because as we get veterans, geared up to come out and be productive members of society and do everything they want to do, they want to be a part. Every veteran wants to be a part of being a grander role with all of us around them, and to be like anybody else, a part of fueling the future of our country in this world. And that's what it's all about, doing it together as a
Yeah.
community.
Yeah, and Kurt, I think you hit on something that's very important. Look, when someone is going through alcoholism, when somebody's going through something like that, it's not just alcoholism. There's other problems in there. Okay, one doesn't become an alcoholic, and that's his only problem. Okay, alcoholism leads to other issues. Other issues lead to alcoholism. It's a vicious circle. It really is. So, and again, this is another wonderful reason why Project Diehard does what they do. They look at the entire individual. I also, one of the things that I really want, that I really take pride in on what you do, Kurt, what I do here at Community Pay It Forward, and what our community partners and our mission partners, our giving partners, what we're all doing is, look, we're here to say, we're here. These programs are here to help, because where we like to think that everyone knows about us, we know that not everyone does. And there are people out there right now literally dying to try to find these services. So for us to go on ahead and continue talking about these services, for us to mention these services, for us to implant that seed, to plant that seed, and get someone to a place where they're able to heal, for us to get, the wife, get her husband that little bit of help, find a place of hope to get her husband feeling like himself again. These are important conversations that we have to have. So tell us a little bit about fill the can. This right here, wow, that's tiny. Wow, that's huge. I'm just going to go through all of the things here. Yeah, yeah, there you go. This right here is the fundraiser page that you can get to by either using the link below, the HTTPS uh, mtyc.co. Yeah, I'm not going to go through the rest of it, even though I pretty much did. Or you can make it even simpler and just scan the pretty blue and purple QR code. But tell us about this page, Kurt, and tell us how it works.
Yeah, so what we're seeing here is what we're calling a virtual can. So the idea is that starting on Memorial Day, so we do Memorial Day to the 4th of July, we do a contest with some, retail or some brick and mortar businesses where they have traffic coming in. And on the counter, on the customer service counter, the checkout counter, they have a can where you put in the can any donation of, coins or dollar bills and so forth. And so we're collecting money, in these cans. So these pages at Project Diehard, we call that, this is about filling the can. And so we're using the analogy that Community Pay It Forward here, and Zach has this fundraiser page, fill the can, help bring hope for Project Diehard. And as people on the screen here, through this website, making a transaction to donate to everything we're talking about, for Project Diehard and, serving our veterans. Now, what Zach did to create this page is he went to mightycause.com and he has an account at mightycause.com. And through that login, he's able to, start a fundraiser and then search for Project Diehard and create this page. So all of you out there are able to do that. And then, as you use this, we're all able to support the partnership, between Community Pay It Forward and Project Diehard, because we can show that this is what it's about. Community pay it forward and do it together. Teamwork makes the dream work. And, when we start to understand, the point in time we're at with our veterans, it resembles like decades ago and all throughout decades of past. But, this is a cry out to say once and for all, let's respond to this issue, this epidemic around our veterans that we have not gotten it right since the idea of military ever began, way back in history. Because these folks have gone out and, sacrificed for our country, and there's a lot of unmet needs. So we're describing a way that we can do some simple things. And, Zach and I have been working together for a handful of years here. And, it's something where, every single person that jumps on board to be the next person, to carry this. So if somebody is doing what they're doing or not with the can, the idea is we say also, if you can, please share the mission, share the news. And at Project Diehard, we say, if you're inclined to pray for us, that is great. And then we appreciate all the time that you spend with us and doing these things with us at Community Pay It Forward and Project Diehard. And, if you can help us spread the word to others, that's the idea is we need more people involved in more ways and to keep doing this bigger and grander. So again, you'd be able to have your own personalized page as well through mightycause.com and searching for Project Diehard and spreading the news about both Community Pay It Forward and Project Diehard at the same time.
Yeah, and again, partnerships. Look, if you are not if you're not out there, if you're not making an effort to help people, you are actively hurting people, maybe not purposely, but you are. Just think of it this way: if you walk past somebody who's hungry, that person's still hungry. I mean, it's a problem that we really need to do with our veterans. As Kurt said, we've gotten better by giving scientific names to things like PTSD. It's no longer shell shock, it's now PTSD. Well, that's great. We've given it a name. That's kind of where we left it. We need to be doing more. We need to make sure that we are doing more about this. We have got to start working together because, look, there is no excuse why our heroes, the men and women who have supported this country, there is no excuse why they are suffering more than any other group in our country. There is no excuse for that. None. One of my and Kurt, I think I've probably told you this a dozen times, but I just want to bring it back up. One of my favorite patches that, as a biker that I had on my vest was, no veteran should have to pay property tax. They've already given it all. They've signed that check. They signed that thing, that piece of paper that said, hey, you know what? I'm giving you my life. And if that's what it costs me, I understand, but I'm doing this for my country. Well, folks, you can support Project Diehard. You can support, what Kurt's doing here. You can support all this stuff. Kurt, Brian, Sue, they're all working really hard to make sure that they get Fob Rush back up and running, so they can help fill the can today by either scanning the QR code or going to the link down below. It's also going to be on Brian's profile on communitypayitforward.us, okay, where you can also shop, click, and pick. Choose any of our partners to shop with, any of our partners. Take a picture of that receipt and attach it to the QR code there on Brian's profile on communitypayitforward.us. You simply make a purchase. Project Diehard gets to save lives. No hyperbolic, no BS. That's what it's about. You make a purchase you already need to make. You're not spending any extra money. All you're doing is taking a picture of that receipt and sharing that receipt with us. These companies are going to give us money to help save the lives of our veterans. So, how was the water last night?
Oh, the water is cold. We're talking like just barely 60 degrees, but here in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, it's typically colder than it is. So we're used to, kind of being that liquid ice cube, skiing. I didn't go in the water. I'm at a point where I wait until that water warms up. But we had about 30 of our skiers going around and doing what we call free ski. They were doing slalom skiing and trick skiing and building human pyramid walls and, all sorts of fun stuff, shoulder starts, conventional doubles, strap doubles. So, yeah, we're in a ski show, folks. And this year, Zach, and for all of you out there, we're going to take you on a safari from right out of Pewaukee, Wisconsin. That's west of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Pewaukee Lake. And we've got a show team that is as entertaining as I've ever experience this group, and I've seen a lot of ski shows. We have 33 ski shows running all around the state of Wisconsin. We are the show ski capital of the world here in Wisconsin, and this is the group that helped create a phenomenal response to growing adaptive water ski. The Wisconsin Water Ski Federation more than sextupled the access to the sport of water skiing, and it's through that whole process when I described before that I was visiting other programs that we saw our injured, wounded veterans out there. And I'll tell you what, folks, this is the stuff that makes grown men cry. But last
Yeah.
night was fun. We had a fun practice. I'm very proud of the group. We got a lot of skiing in. Both team did good. And we had an exciting show ski season waiting, ready to happen. So if you search Kurt Roskoff, Pewaukee Lake Water Ski Club, anything of the sort, our Pewaukee Gators, you can see a lot of fun stuff that's called show ski.
Well, I'll tell you this: if you see a lake and inside that lake, I slip because I don't get inside lakes. That's where fish are, and fish kind of smell funny. So, Kurt, one last thing. On the 7th, you have something special coming up. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So that's June 7th we're talking about, folks. This is going to be a historic point, for the world. It's just a real, manifestation of what Zach and I were talking about, this whole community aspect. We have our partner, the Disability Channel, is going to kick us off out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and they're going to do a 2 hour set for us of an 8 hour telethon. And so this is part of a culminated project called Veterans First Initiative. You can go to vetsneed.org. And so we're going to have Community Pay It Forward involved after the Disability Channel is done. It's going to come over to my wife, Sue, and my wife, Sue's going to be hanging with Brian Gibson, our president, Zach Clayton right here, and our great friend, Santa.
Yeah,
Oh, my
Santa's going to
God.
be then. I'll tell you something. Last year and a half, I found out that Santa doesn't only exist during Christmas. That guy's everywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't create a phenomenon, like the Christmas holiday, Christmas Eve and all the magic of Christmas Day by, it's like farming, you got to do it all day, all year long, to create that magic in people's homes. And, so
Yeah.
that miracle thing that you brought out here at Community Pay It Forward, and that's really what it takes. It takes a miracle to do this business that we're doing here, taking care of the business of people. And so those miracles are created, kind of like movies out there saying it's about that Christmas joy and the Christmas cheer, and people are going out there doing that, letting their heart pour out and everything in their soul, and just feeling that exuberance of community at like a Christmas time, and yeah, the leader of the whole thing, Santa Papa John, Santa, the most marketable and marketed character on the planet. And we're just having a great, joyous time with him. And we just join him that while we're doing all this work, we want to spread smiles, right?
Yep. Yep.
This is
Well, I'm thrilled that Community Pay It Forward and the Pack channels are both Santa approved. It's one of the things that I just think that is one of the coolest things in the world. That yeah, I get to tell my grandkids that Grandpa knows Santa Claus, and I get to show them that I'm Santa approved. And of course, they look at me like, huh? But then again, they go, "Wow, you know Santa Claus," and I get to go, "Yeah, now keep acting like a brat. See what happens." I'm joking.
yeah,
My little girls never act like brats. My girls never act like brats.
yeah. People around me, when they're around my house here, they're like, "Where did all that coal come from?" They're like, "A truckload of coal, really?"
Yeah, yeah. If you're having a heating shortage, just visit the Roscoff family, and it's not Sue. Yeah, that's all Kurt. That's all Kurt. Hey, Kurt, I want to thank you very much for joining us today, and helping us kick off this fill the can. It starts when?
Well, the contest for the businesses that are competing against each other for, the reigning business, that's starting Memorial Day and going the 4th of July. But like with this link and everything, supporting Project Diehard is 365 days a year.
Yeah.
So support to fill the can for all of the cans like yours, Zach. And with Santa Papa John, anybody else who creates one, we can do it right now. And we'll be reporting our success of it all on July 4th.
And look, here's the honest to God's truth, and this is coming from. I would love for you to use the link that you see below or the QR code that you see above Kurt. I would love for you to do that. I would love for you to show your love for Community Pay It Forward and Project Diehard. But if you do not use my QR code, if you do not use my link, make sure you use somebody's. Let's get out there. Let's get the support going. This it's a competition. But this is a competition. I don't care if I win, as long as we all get together and we all win. And when we help our veterans, we all win. Because if we're not taking care of them, They have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to go. So let's make sure that we're taking care of them. Mr. Oshkoff, thank you very much, my friend. You keep up your work.
Definitely will. It's my pleasure and honor to serve our veterans. I'm going to keep doing it every day, all day long, every day. That's the way to do it.
It sounds good. All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes to close the show out. Thank you. Do you want your business to mean more than just sales? Join the Community Pay It Forward family absolutely free. And when you join the Community Pay It Forward family with just a basic listing, you can turn your sales into hope, support, and community caring. You give your customers a chance to support a mission they care about just by doing business with you. It is simple. It is powerful, and it starts with you. Click on the link, add your business, and let's build something beautiful together. Because with your business and Community Pay It Forward, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together.
Hello world, my name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer, and I am also a consultant at Z World Webs. My one goal is to develop custom websites that are specifically catered to your organization's needs. I completely understand that building a website is an exhilarating, exciting, and significant step in connecting with your audience. Your organization has Z potential to make a meaningful impact, whether it's supporting animal rights, advocating for equality, combating human trafficking, or honoring the brave individuals who have served our country. Your mission is too important to be held back by the challenges a website can present, and I am here to ensure that your website works for you, not against you. Whether it's maintaining, developing, or redeveloping a custom website that is specifically catered to your needs. And with that being said, I would be more than delighted to learn more about your organization and, of course, develop a website Z World is waiting for.
Minutes, hours, days, weeks away, the app is coming. The app is coming, and I cannot wait to share this with you. If you are a business and you would like to know a little bit about what we do and how you can join our family, simply get on my calendar. You can also go to communitypayitforward.us, start typing in the search bar, add listing. You can go on there and add your company absolutely free. Make your sales count. Our mission is simple. Help everyone. And we can do this with your help. But we need you to do it. If everybody pulls their part, if everybody does their little part, this is not a difficult thing to do. Let's get together. Let's work together. Let's come together. Because no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, the PAC channels. Next week, we have the return of Mr. Les Simpson. I am into the third, and by that time I will have the fourth lesson done. And I am really getting a kick out of this because it is it look, it's teaching sales, but more importantly, it's teaching brain. It's teaching how to learn. It's teaching how to talk to somebody and make it stick. I personally am finding it great for the damage I do have to my brain. So even if you're not into sales, I encourage you to join us next week. Next week, we will be live starting here at 7 East, 5 Mountain. So join us live next week with Mr. Les Simpson. And then after coming up here in a couple weeks, we have the premiere of Alan Holmes in his show, The Master Connector's Corner. So we're really excited about that. We're working on a couple more shows. We're going to really we're going to work hard, and the PAC channel is going to become a place where you go if you want to be positive, learn about other people, learn about working with other people, and learn a lot about yourself. As we always say, please make sure that you understand that helping someone is not always money. If you have the extra hoodie, throw it in your car. You never know when somebody's going to need it. If you have any extra food, throw it in the old Tupperware, zap it in the microwave, and go give it to somebody who's hungry, battling hunger. Because the truth is these are small steps that mean nothing to you. It could mean someone else's life. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. Please make sure you're taking care of someone, because you know what? We're all we got. Let's take care of each other. Love somebody out there, because somebody out here loves you, and I will see you next week with Mr. Les Simpson.
Show me the way. You wanna hold the heart of Sunset Boulevard. Bring me here, 'cause it's not quite clear to be a part of Sunset Boulevard.